Yo, yo, yo! It's time for the World Series again on the Thursday. So welcome to the final cup of the GT driver career in 2025. It's the GT3 Cup now. Let's have a look at our season overview, the schedule. So 8 rounds of GT3 racing upon us. Today it will be Spa. And you see we have Fuji, Watkins Glen, Mount Panorama, Suzuka, Daytona, the Red Bull Ring, and Le Mans on the calendar. So should be an interesting season with interesting drivers and cars. That is. So, as in the previous GT4 Cup, we have 15 different manufacturers being represented. So just one car per manufacturer. Oh, should have a nice little colorful grid. That is. Just get a late request. Maybe get 15. See, maybe we get a full grid. So yeah, I see on the right hand side the big guns, CLR, are in this Beetlejuice, Luxy, Richie, River, Oscar, B-Racing, Blasi. And also we have some new drivers joining us. So we have Mr. TNT Old Fart with the first race. Thus we have Rob and Harry Savage, 3 newcomers, so welcome to them. And then also have like interesting race hopefully between 710 Cap, Ewok, Ollie Emery maybe. So hopefully everyone will get a nice little race today. And looks like we get May 15th driver on the grid, so we wait then for a Tess who wants to join in the Hyundai Genesis as well for this race on a late notice, but that's fine. We can wait for that. So yeah, a setup for this season. 60-minute races it is, 10-minute qualifier. Tire wear is ×3, fuel consumption ×2 for the race. You have the racing soft and the racing medium tire compound available, but no mandatory tires. So use whatever you want, you feel comfortable with. We run with the in-game BOP. You can adjust the brake balance, and you're also allowed to change downforce settings in the cars. So a little bit of tuning is possible. For the qualifying itself, we have tire wear and fuel consumption sitting at ×1 and starting with 30 liters of fuel, and probably the uncertainty of the series is like we try to match the real life weather as close as possible. So some of those tracks, they have also rain available in the game. One of those tracks is Spa indeed. A real live weather forecast didn't show us any rain, unfortunately. It was tempting throughout the week, but yeah, so this means we have like these settings and for the weather, so cloudy, very cloudy, overcast, and then with a little bit of sunshine towards the end of the race. Alright, so I'm just informing that we will be starting soon. And then we should be ready for the first round here, GT3 Cup. So yeah, the cars you see, the order the drivers could pick their cars was determined by the previous GT4 Cup. So the better you performed in the previous Cup, so the earlier you could pick and maybe get your favorite car. As I've said, it's only just one car per manufacturer available, so out of the given list. That was also a thing before the season starts. Alright, so then Taz has joined, everybody is ticked in, and let's say good luck, and then we start qualifying for round number 1. Let's go. So 10 minutes. You can do as many laps as you want, of course. Find your gap on the track, as always. And then let's get ready, and then we flick through the grid and have a look at our drivers and the cars. So it's like seeing the Toyota Supra concept car. And we have Blasi in the Volkswagen Beetle, the mean car in the series. A little bit of a Herbie tribute to it. It's a bit all over the place. River Ruckus in the Lexus RCF. 710 cap using the AMG GT3 car. Shelty in the Alfa Romeo 4C, and has joined with the Hyundai Genesis, I must say. We also have the Genesis X being represented. Let's have a look at Harry Savage in the BMW M6 on the track. Rob is driving the Renault RS01, and it's Ollie Henry in that Genesis X car. Blasi, we saw that. Ito, we have Oscar in the Chevy Corvette. Mr. TNT using the Subaru BRZ. Richie in Godzilla Nissan GTR. E-Racing Porsche 911 RSR and Evoque, and in the Renault RCZ. Alright, so in good old fashion, let's jump on board with the first driver on track for the first time lap in the qualifying. So heading into turn number 1, Las Duras. A slow first turn, and then past the pit exit down towards Eau Rouge. Racing softs, easy flat in GT3s. Coming up, ready onto the Camel Straight. The long run, start of the curb, braking marker for Lecombe. It is into the right chicane. Yeah, they chat is one thing, reality will show now how the pace really is. So Rivash and Brussels into No Name, Jackie X, Speaker's Corner, you name it, whatever you want. The turn down towards the double left, double gauche. Oh, it is the fast turn using the track width. Braking for the next chicane. Piff puff, right, left. We go, carry the speed. Coming out of chicane into Stavello. Part number 1, downhill, right. Early on the power again for the crucial exit out of Stavello 2. It should be flat out. And then the run towards, past the penalty zone, towards Blanchimont. So that little kink, not Blanchimont, the upcoming left will be also flat out. Just one more tricky chicane to go, the bus stop. Right, left, and then we see the first lap time. It will be a 2 minutes 17, just 17.6 taxi. So e-racing, Mr. Sandbagger said he was doing 2:19, so he's doing 2:17.9 at least in qualifying. Oscar in the Corvette with a 2:17.3, nearly 2.5 tenths clear. That's a Sluxy P2. Blasi in the Beetle, 17.7. So Richie saw that P4. River Rockers in the Lexus RCF also with a high 17 in P5. So be racing P6. 6 drivers sub 2:18. Ollie Henry with the 2:18.1. P7 Shelty starting with a 2:18.7 for the first run. 710 cap. A 19.7 in P9. TNT Oldford with a 19.8. Rob also a 19.8. Harry Savage 21. Beetlejuice now coming round. Oh, we didn't see him in the Aston Martin. One of the favorites definitely with aero tuning. So he's up to P3. Well, he was hiding in the pits for quite some time. Ewok coming round and Tess now starting his lap. I don't think Ewok will go for the fastest lap so far, 2:16 already. Slower first lap to get used to the conditions, and then it's attack probably for the next one. 6.5 minutes in, so 3.5 minutes to go in that qualifying session. For now, front row would be Oscar and Sluxy. Sluxy the next driver to set a lap time. Will it be quicker than the first one? 17.6, not a bad one to start. Let's see, 16, 17.3. He has the same time as Oscar, no way. The same time, Oscar going quicker? No, but Oscar set the time first. So Oscar still on pole, Sluxy at the same time. P2, Beetlejuice then still in P3, where about Blasi couldn't improve. Shelty improved a little bit. Richie with a slower lap. Last time around, E-Racing improving a little bit. Got past River. But it's close between them. Ollie Henry and Shelty, the gap just 1/10. 2:18 low for Henry, 18.3 for Shelty. What can Beetlejuice do in the mighty Aston Martin? Coming round the bus stop. This could be promising. 16 incoming! Not quite, but a 17.258. So front row start very likely for the Finnish driver. So Tess set his first timed lap at 21.2. That's P13 currently. It's close to very savage. Rob with that 19.8. TNT, Oldford and 710 cap all very similar pace at the moment. And we're slowly approaching the final minute of the qualifying, so there will be a bit of an overrun, roughly 2:20. So if you cross the line, you will get one more shot. 7:10 cap with 1.2 second up on his personal best. This could be a nice improvement. Just bring it home that lap. Oscar improved, Blasi improved. A bit of the Astro, but should be improvement for 710. It's an 18.4, yeah. Nice one. So Beetlejuice and Oscar improved to a 17.278. That's 2/10 of a second, the gap between first and second. Sluxy not far behind Blasi as well. E4 currently, the gap to Richie basically nothing. Yeah, and Oscar right behind Richie is B-racing on that final lap as well. Currently P6. Can River Ruckus improve? He did improve on that previous lap, 17.8. A 10th behind on his personal best. Might be a tough one. And Beetlejuice finished the qualifying session. It is at 17.2 currently to beat. Oscar is still on a lap. He got past Richie, but every time you have to go for an overtake during qualifying lap, it's probably not gonna be an improvement. So Richie won't be improving. I'm pretty sure about that. Let's wait for Oscar's split sector time. Oh, he's purple. Whoa, didn't lose that much. Where's Sluxy? Can Sluxy get onto the front row? Needs to find the 10th. 100th, thousandths. I don't know. I've lost 0.1 second. It's a 16.9 Sluxy clutch lap. Pole position, most likely, or can Oscar steal it? Again, 16.8 Oscar with another 10th. He found Blasi up to P3, so Beetlejuice looked like the pole setter, dropped down to P4. Erasing P5, got past Richie. And here comes River. 17.5, he improved, nearly got B racing, but got past Richie, so Richie down to P7. Ollie Henry still on that lap, but at 36, no, 40, so he won't be improving on that one. Shelty improved to a low 18 in P9, 710 with another improvement, 18.3. TNT Old Part also into the 18s. Then let's quickly save the screenshots for the qualifying result. And then let's have a quick look. So Oscar 216.8, pole position, Sluxy 16.9, training on the front row, then Blasi and Beetlejuice. Row number 2, third row, B Racing and River Ruckus. Row number 4, we have Richie and Ollie Henry. Then fifth row is Shelty and 710 Cap. Next row, TNT Oldford and Ewok. Then we have Rob and Taz and Harry Savage in P15. All right. Legendary slipstream. Oscar happy with that one. All right, so let's give 2 minutes and then we get this race underway. as long as we have this little break. So just quick look at the settings once again. So late morning it will be ×2 the time speed. So cloudy conditions, definitely no rain, and usual stuff. So BOP is on. We do have like oopsie, the downforce option available, and the brake balance slipstream is set to real. We have no boost, of course, light damage, so it's not the end of the world if you have a little bit of an oopsie. Tire wear ×3, fuel consumption ×2, 8 liters per second, the refueling speed. And then we'll look at the usable tires, mediums and soft, out of the racing tire compounds, and none of them are required. So shortcut penalty will be on weak, and also the pit lane line cutting penalty is enabled as usual in CLR races. So with that being said, hopefully the drivers on the P-brake will be back soon, and then we can start 60 minutes GT3 racing action at Spa-Francorchamps. The qualifying here promises some close racing all around. So then, let's get the feedback. The drivers would be right back. River is back, that's good. Just wait for Mr. TCRB Racing 1. He's back. Alright. And let's go. Let's do this. So qualifying is over. Well, let's head into the race. Grid start with false start check, and Lassour's turn number 1. Okay, interesting. Mediums for at least the top 4. Looks like, oh, we have softs at the back, but predominantly medium tires, and we are on the way for the first round. And Oscar with a good start in that Corvette. Blasi as well, that Beetle, good start. We know that the Supra is not very good off the line, but should get the advantage in the slipstream and on the straight. So Slugsy down to P3, and should get the run on Blasi on the Camel Straight, and Beetlejuice GO, and we see a couple of drivers a bit wide at Radion. And now for the first time heading into Les Combes, we do have a 3 wide situation. 2 wide it is now for Les Combes. And B Racing gets a little bit of a push, and there is some off-track shenanigans heading into Les Combes. A couple of penalties as well. But so far everyone is still running. So we saw the grid, Oscar leading in the Corvette. Slugsy got past Blasi as expected, and Blasi in P3, Beetlejuice in P4, all on the mediums. Ritchie with a half-second penalty on mediums as well. River in the Lexus mediums. P6 B Racing in the Porsche with a 1-second penalty. Also on the mediums, Old Ford on mediums. Also, a couple of drivers will be serving a penalty. That's B Racing, Old Ford, Ollie Henry, everyone running with a penalty. Shelty down to P10, Rob the half-second penalty on softs. 710 cap also has to serve the penalty now, so we have to go to the drivers with the penalty, see what do they actually lose. River got past Richie B Racing with a 1 second. Oldford and Ollie Henry just half a second, so they get past the Dutch driver. Down to P9, Shelty right behind his TCR teammate in P10 through Blanchimont. B Racing going defensive for the bus stop. Shelty playing it safe. It's close drop. 710 cap and Evok. Evok is on the softs in the RCZ test. Yeah, Evok with a bit of a better run. 710, not the best exit of the bus stop, loses 2 positions. And Harry Savage at the back of the grid, currently on the racing soft tires. Oscar 1.3 seconds this time. Roles reversed. Blasi having the slipstream, but can barely keep up with that Supra on the straight. Beetlejuice as well. River not too far behind, still in slipstream range. Richie on the edge of losing that slipstream in P6, 1.4 currently. He needs to rely on the good handling, and Aero in the GTR gets a drift going and is out of the slipstream range for now. Then we have this group: Ollie Henry, TNT Oldford, B Racing, and Shelty. Let's get the Jaeger cam on. Ollie Henry leading that group. TNT right behind with B Racing and Shelty as well. So down into Stavelo, keeping that half a second gap. A bit on the Astro for TNT, that might compromise his run. That Subaru, not the best top end, but very good cornering abilities. E-Racing not able to get close before heading into the bus stop. Maybe the run on the Camel Straight. Good run on the bus stop though. Might get a look into La Source to see 100 watt. No, not close enough. But if you can stay close now, and TNT with a bit of a wiggle, unlucky for B Racing, gave him a little bit of a bump, but has the slipstream range now. If he can stay close, it is a good run for Radion. And now, well, he's going for a little bit of a fuel saving attempt. 6th gear in the Porsche, usually you don't shift up that early in the car. So maybe, yeah, he's going for a different strategy. Oscar still leading, but has a half-second penalty. Opportunity for Sluxy to get right behind him. At 1.3 will come down to at least half of a second. Got a little bit of a gap to Blasi now, the second. Blasi, Beetlejuice, River is close, and yeah, Richie is out of that slipstream range at the moment. Less than a second now before the penalty zone. Stavalo around about a second now. Will Sluxy get the run on Oscar? It will be close. It will be close. 3/10 now. I think Oscar keeps it just before Blanchimont, but maybe has to defend his position heading into the bus stop. No, not defending the inside line. Sluxy looking on the inside. It's a late one. They go side by side into the bus stop. Side by side racing Sluxy on the outside. And Blasi maybe can benefit. No. Slugsy now has the inside line for Lassours. Oscar on the outside. Will Oscar break early? Tries to go for the cutback. No, going for a wide line. And now hoping to get the run on Slugsy, but no. Didn't work for now. The top 5 now within 1.6 seconds. And the top 2 really close. So Oscar in the lead before Rouge and Radion. But the Supra should be still a mighty fast car down the Camel Straight. Oscar on the inside. Slugsy outside, who is going to break later as they go again side by side into Le Combe. Go on board with Blasi, who can film us this battle for the lead. Oh, not the best exit for Slugsy. Oscar back into the lead. Still they go side by side, and Blasi says, okay, I want to join you at some point. Slugsy back into the lead. Oscar would have all over the place through No Name. Gives Blasi now the opportunity inside line for Puo. He gets his nose in front, but there's 3 cars right behind, and Slugsy also just 3 seconds clear. Ooh, they go side by side through Piff Up. No way. No, just offsetting lines. Now Beetlejuice wants to join the party as well. Has the inside line for Stavelo. And Oscar leaves the inside line open. River says, okay, might be able to take that as well. So Oscar from P1 to P5 in that lap. But still just 1.7 seconds behind the leader. And Richie, 1.5, could join this group as well. Slugsy, Blasi, Beetle, the top 3, River in P4, Oscar P5, then Richie P6. This battle is also raging. B-Racing, TNT and Ollie Henry. Oh, there was a bit of a cacophony out of the bus stop. Gives B-Racing a little bit of a gap, 7.5 the gap to P6. It is Ollie Henry versus TNT, Old Ford, P8, P9. Shelty joins that fight again. And in P10, Evoque in P11 also can taste a little bit of slipstream, maybe. Rob and Taz. It is close. Can Taz get the run on the Camel Straight? Oh, might be a cut. At Radion. Close. Rob has the inside though. In his Renault. Taz trying something. Harry Savage P14 and 710 cap. 32 on lap 3, down to P15 at the moment, but still 50 minutes roughly to go. So head down, see what will happen. So a second now for Slugsy, Beetlejuice P2, Blasi P3 with a penalty, though this is the opportunity for River Ruckus to move up a position. Oscar with another half-second penalty. He might lose that position and to Richie. So let's have a look. Blasi will be serving that penalty now. And River should get the easy pass round. Also Richie on the inside versus Oscar. River 1.3 the gap to Beetlejuice and a second to Slugsy. So slowly some gaps are opening up. Oh, someone went deep. Was that Oscar? Heading into the bus stop. Oh yeah, he had to avoid Richie. So now OB Racing trying to play catch up. Is it possible? We have a look at the tires and the fuel. It's roughly 75 liters of percent remaining after 12 minutes, so doesn't look like you will get away with a no stop on the mediums. A pit stop, pretty sure needed for at least the top four. Richie also got the same ballpark, and Oscar as well, so looks like they're all on the same strategy-ish. So maybe something like a 40-20 minute split. Medium to soft. We'll see. E-Racing also 75%-ish on the fuel. And TNT, Old Ford, PA, little gap to Ollie Henry, who is under pressure. Shelty right behind this time, and also Evoque. But Evoque is on the soft tires. Let's see how long they'll actually last. Here on the RCZ might be a good indicator. Ooh, Shelty went wide. Collects himself a penalty and probably a little bit of dirty tires. So side-by-side racing with Ollie Henry, and Ollie Henry gets that position back. Denied, and Shelty with that half-second penalty might lose that position. And to Evoque, twitchy little Alpha. And through goes the RCZ. Rob and Tess still at it. This time Tess with the move around the outside before Blanchimont. Tess is on the mediums, Rob on the softs, braking for the bus stop, and Tess should have that position now. 2.7 seconds the gap to Shelty. And Harry with a little bit of a moment, 2.37 last time, so dropped down to P15. With the 7.10 cap, then up a position P14. At the sharp end, Slugsy Beetlejuice half a second between, so Beetlejuice got into that slipstream range, and they dropped Blasi and River, who are side by side, into Le Corp, and River on the inside and moves up into P3. Now Blasi in P4, Richie still there, not letting those two drivers go and towing Oscar along. So yeah, top 6, less than 6 seconds the gap from P1 to P6, with all on the same strategy. And the fuel looking pretty much identical. I think Blasi used a bit more fuel compared to River at least, and Slugsy also saving a little bit of fuel despite leading the race. Purple for Beetlejuice now. He's getting a nice little tow for the run into Blanchimont. It's half a second. Yeah. Surprise fast, no doubt about it. Good exit, so new fast clipping coming, Slugsy. No, it's Beetlejuice, the 19.0. Currently, Slugsy with a 19.3. River then P3, got a little gap or two. Blasi Oscar got past Richie, so it's P5, 1.3. Now the gap just on the lower end of the slipstream range. Corvette usually also a quick car, a straight line. He might gain a little bit on Blasi, or Blasi who has slipstream from River. So gaps probably will stay roughly the same. Then at the end of the Kevin Straight 1.4 it is Richie in the toe. So Beetlejuice, not Beetlejuice, B Racing, the other B, bit of no man's land currently. Maybe the second half of the race will come back to B. And TNT Old Ford now also has a little gap to the fighting group behind. Shelty past Ollie Henry again. Ewok now struggling with the tire wear. So Ewok is on the controller and usually uses more of the tires in the races we've seen so far here. So it's 18 minutes now, so we have 8-9 laps maximum, but I think Ewok might be a good advice then to pit now. Tess into the slipstream range. No. And then the bigger gaps, Rob, 710 cap, and Harry. We're starting lap number 9. 41 minutes and a bit to go. No wheel-to-wheel racing now at the moment. Richie 3 seconds now. I think he had to serve a penalty. Now dropped out of the slipstream range, so it's down to the top 5 within 6 seconds. I still think it's anyone's game currently for the race win between Oscar, Blasi, River, Beetlejuice, and Sluxy, of course. The top 2 are they're running away. 3.6 between Beetle and River. That without some mistakes or penalties, this might be actually tough for River, Blasi and Oscar, but maybe those 3 can work together. Richie now all by himself, 3.3 and 5.5 seconds to gap to B in P7. TNT Old Ford, PH, Shelty. Where are the cars? Camera, please. Here we go. That's much better. And Ewok, pitted, is on the mediums now. Rob as well on mediums tire, but I think he didn't refuel. Harry is in for the pit stop from soft to mediums. So I think looking at the tire wear, maybe it's 35 minutes on the mediums and then 25 on the softs for the top cars. Tire wear pretty similar. Oh, and Oscar with a mistake. Maybe a penalty. Again, 1.6, so he's dropped out of slipstream range and brings Richie back into the game for a brief moment at least. Now it's 2 seconds, was 1.6, 1.7 briefly. So a bit of an elimination race at the front. Blasi and River. Now the remaining 2 contenders for the race win, but it's getting like really tough now. The top 2 are just too fast at the moment think Sluxy and Beetle. Ooh, half-second penalty for Sluxy though. We might see a lead change again. At 4 seconds between Beetle and River. 6/10 won't be enough for Sluxy to keep the lead. Should be 1.1, 1.2 seconds. Something like that. If he wants to stay in the lead. Penalty zone is just around the corner. Here we go. You see the yellow insert. It's 7/10. That's won't be enough. So we'll see a new race leader. Now with the Aston Martin into the lead. Sluxy in the Toyota P2 River. Still a P3. Gap didn't really change. Still roughly 4 seconds. Blasi P4, Oscar trying everything to get back into slipstream range. It's 1.4, so maybe just got it. Now Blasi and River. P4 and P3, Oscar. Yeah, you might sneak into it. 1.4, Richie 2 seconds. Needs to find half a second, a bit more to get into it again. And let's see, Oscar, yeah, 1.3, got a good first couple of meters, and now uphill, Radion onto the Camel, and yeah, into slipstream range. Gap is coming down. Oh, a bit of bump drafting maybe between Blasi and River, yeah. So they're working together. Don't want to let Oscar join them, but it's a second at the end of the Camel Straight. So Richie 3 seconds once again all by himself. Erasing P7 currently 10 seconds to TNT Old Fart, with Shelty now on the hunt. Getting into the flow, into the rhythm. That looks a bit 1.3, so yeah, slipstream range check for Shelty. Ollie Henry then P10 Tess. Had a little bit of a moment. I think he was already a bit closer to Ollie Henry. 5.6 seconds now. 7:10 cap in P12. Now got past the pit stoppers. So Evok already pitted, Rob already pitted, and Harry also pitted. So they went from softs to the mediums now. Beetlejuice 1.2, he's flying now. Maybe, yeah, Sluxy had to serve another penalty. He's still losing, so 2 seconds now. So 2 laps in a row, a penalty for Slux. That gives Beetlejuice now the opportunity. He has the upper hand. Now with 2 seconds is out of the slipstream range. Starting lap number 12. 2.52. River, who keeps it clean. Yeah. Another penalty, and boom. Might be back into slipstream range, and Oscar caught up with Blasi and also then with River. We're getting probably right into the half-second area very soon. Yeah, definitely. Race control needs to stop the race. It's not safe anymore. It's maybe just a little bit of fog The trees are fine now, and trust me. So this battle for P3 might intensify very soon. Oscar back with them. Blasi and River. Sluxy with a good lap so far. Nearly got the slipstream back. He does it this time. Massive run on this lap. Gained nearly a second on Beetlejuice on the previous lap. Richie without a slipstream assist. Now he's chewing through the tires. So don't think he will be using the softs. Yeah, we don't care about the drivers. It's Mother Nature that's important. B 6 seconds, not really getting closer. Shelty with the overtake, we didn't see that on TNT. So up to P8. So now we're getting into that part of the race where the tire wear is kicking in. Ooh, and the rear just went. The tires moving up one position. And unlucky for Ollie Henry. And P11. 17 kept very smooth indeed with this tire, so maybe he is one of the drivers that could go from medium to soft. Evoque started on the softs on the mediums now. Rob soft to mediums as well. That has a penalty. And Harry as well. Soft to mediums currently. So Beetlejuice versus Sluxy. We are back at it. A tire wear. Now a big difference. It's looking more like a medium for Beetle. Maybe Sluxy can pull off a medium to soft strategy here, which would give him the advantage for the possible race win, of course. Can Beetle stretch those mediums for 4 more laps? Maybe that probably would be the target if he wants to use the softs, judging the tire wear at this stage. Oh, he's coming in, so medium for Beetle. River also going for medium, and Blasi as well. So interesting. Oscar doing the same, and Richie also. So no one really trusting the softs. E-Racing doing the same. So Sluxy, the only driver of the top group, staying out. Yes. Shelty is in as well. TNT in the BRZ, usually also good on tires. That car looking maybe also to get a soft tire stint in for this race. River is going on to the softs. Oh, interesting. Mediums for Beetlejuice as expected. Blasi going for mediums, Oscar for mediums, and Richie for mediums. So River, aka the strategy king, with a very bold move, I reckon, here to switch on to the racing softs that early. You might have the advantage now for the next 10 minutes, maybe 15, but you see the clock, it's 28 minutes to go. Yeah, definitely risking it for a biscuit. Ollie Henry stayed out, B-Racing going for the mediums as well. Medium, so the preferred strategy for most of the drivers. So what about slugs? So will he cover the pit stoppers? Will he just run? So I still think a medium to soft strategy could work. If Slugsy wants to play it safe, he needs to pit now and go for mediums. 21 last time round. So he's staying out. He has a different strategy in mind by the looks of it. TNT old crowd as well on those warm mediums, currently P2. He will drop a few positions, of course, when he's pitting. And decides it's time to pit. Will he go for softs also? I don't know. That sounds like a little bit of wall contact heading into pit lane. So River definitely one to watch with the softs now. Blasi and Oscar P4, P5. Richie gained during the pit stop. I think fuel was slightly better in that GTR. E-Racing also, yeah, it's 6-7 seconds, so that gap stays roughly the same. Can Shelty get past TNT? So he's going out. He's going on to soft tires. Okay, he's going for the risky strategy. Shelty for now got past. TNT now on softs. And Ollie Henry now pitting. The same goes for 7-10 cap. 35 minutes, so 25 to go on softs maybe. See, he needs to put in some fuel, of course. Ollie Henry going for the mediums again, and it's the mediums again for 710 in the AMG. So roughly 30 seconds the gap now between Slugsy and Beetle. We went a bit too deep, stayed out for another one. Yeah, Oscar already picked the Corvette, so 710 couldn't use his favorite car slash model in the game. Alright, so River gained 2/3 on Beetle, but not as much as I expected, to be honest, using the softs compared to the mediums. And Beetle with the new parts of the race, 18.5, and River 18.3. Short-lived glory for Beetle. And Blasi and Oscar also doing 18s. Richie personal best 19.2. 2-minute 20s for B Racing, so cannot extract the pace out of the Porsche for now. Please, Shelty versus TNT. Oh, he closed that gap. It's a second. Early upshift to 6th gear. That's not ideal in the BRZ. You have to rev it. You see, like, even with the slipstream, he's not gaining, or maybe he needs to save some fuel. But as long as he has the slipstream, he's not losing too much. He's gaining through the twisty bits of this car. Exactly there, yeah. he tried to find the loophole to get to that beloved Corvette. This should be BRZ territory. Now can TNT close the gap to Shelty, now gaining again. It's a second. Personal best incoming. Shelty, the tire whisperer. I was surprised he went for mediums, to be honest. Keeping that gap at roughly a second. And Sluxy is still running. Yeah, he's going for the medium soft approach, so roughly 20 minutes on softs then for the end of the race. Lost 2-3 seconds since the pit stop, so might be okay. So he won't be leading the race after the pit stop. Pretty sure about that. The River now right behind Beetle, half a second. So that soft tire advantage now helping the German driver. But the big question is, can he make those softs last all the way? It's still 20 minutes to go and a bit. So I expect Sluxy to pit now. Yep, indeed. So the leader is in, and we should see Beetle or River taking the lead. Blasi Oscar, this is also close. Half a second roughly between the Beetle and the Corvette. That's for precision. Don't think they will jump Sluxy, but we'll find out. So here we go. Sluxy finished the pit stop. Beetle coming round. Lassour's River as well. Sluxy soft tires as expected. So he's leaving the pits now. And he stays in front of Blasi and Oscar. And has a 3.5 second gap to River now. But this could get interesting. Oscar, Blasi, and Sluxy, of course, coming out of the pits, not going the same pace. And now, let's see. Oscar going for the move, gets past Blasi, up into P4, right behind Sluxy, who's taking it easy probably on those first couple of meters. Should have the tire advantage compared to Blasi and Oscar, both on the medium tires. So for the next 5 laps, Sluxy should be able to pull the gap, get out of the slipstream range and close that gap to the front runners. So 3.2 currently. Looks like River struggling a little bit already with the tire wear. 1.3 was, well, I think half a second behind Beetlejuice, now 1.3, and already Slugsy pulled that gap halfway through the lap, so should be creeping out of slipstream range any second. And 3 seconds to River now for those remaining 17 minutes and 40 seconds. Oscar a bit wide. Blanchimont, I think he kept it within track limits. Not ideal, of course. And Blasi right behind Ritchie. 3 seconds, so without the slipstream. It's a little bit of a sitting duck behind them. Ooh, side by side, Blasi and Oscar. This is nice to watch, but not ideal for their race pace, of course. So the gap to Slugsy 2 seconds now. And Oscar stays in front of Blasi for now. But cut too much. And Blasi looking at the inside, the calm. His car, nope, wasn't quite there. But he will get a free pass in this lap. We have some lap traffic. This helped Beetlejuice 1.4, 1.5, so River is losing contact slowly and Slugsy pushing to get closer. And it's 2 seconds for now. Oscar and Blasi is still close, and the penalty zone is approaching for Oscar. So a couple of turns and then he has to serve this penalty, so we'll lose that position to Blasi. Blasi kept it clean so far and will move up into P4. Oscar still in slipstream range, of course. It could have been worse, definitely. Ritchie 2.2. E-Racing personal best to 19.2. It is in P7, Shelty in P8. Yeah, defends that position from TNT. TNT on the softs, Shelty on the mediums. Taz up to P10, got a past Evok with 15 minutes to go. Ollie Henry in P12 in the Genesis X, 710 cap in the AMG. In P13, Harry Savage P14 in the BMW. And Rob, he's using auto drive, that is not good. Not what we want to see. So I think the top drivers got past without any incident, really, but not ideal. So let me just kick him, so that is not the way to do it, sorry. And we go back into the spectate mode. So it was being a hazard on track for the drivers. The fastest lap for Slugsy while he's catching River. Half a second, and between both of those, Slugsy up to P2, River in P3, and I think that gamble, hitting early and go for softs, nope, That didn't really work for River. No way he can get to the end on the softs. He has to pit again. And yeah, he's doing that. Oscar up one position onto the podium. Blasi as well, and Richie also. Staying with Blasi and Oscar. P5, so River will... I don't know, will he drop behind B Racing as well? The pitless. How much is it? Probably not much fuel needed, if at all. Probably just new soft tires it is, and yeah, B Racing got past River, so down to P7 it is. 8 seconds the gap to B for the remaining 12 minutes. Richie needs to find a couple of tenths to get into the slipstream range. Blasi on the edge of losing that toe to Oscar. 5 seconds to gap to Sluxy, who is within slipstream range. 1.3 to Beetlejuice now. Beetlejuice on the medium, Sluxy on the soft tires. Aston Martin versus Toyota Supra. Battle for the lead. Soft still looking good. And he's pushing. Can he also secure points for the fastest lap? It could also be River with a fresh set of softs very late. Goes for fastest lap points in P7. But for now, Sluxy, we saw purple throughout this lap, and less than a second now. And right behind Beetle now. Rear got loose. It's 8, 9, 10th. Probably not close enough to go for the overtake. Oscar 1.6 to Blasi is out of slipstream range now. Maybe if he slows down a little bit and works with Richie. No, B 10.7 seconds the gap, and 7 for River, who is charging again. Can he get P6? And can he get the fastest lap of the race? 18.0 currently to beat. Let's see, sector 1, personal best. So you see that 18.3 currently, 3 and a bit tenth up. Could be a potential 217 incoming. Shelty now 4.67. The gap to TNT Old Fart, who also tried to make those soft tires work. Looked promising after the pit stop, but now probably struggling too much with that wear. So will we see also an extra pit stop for the Subaru driver? We don't know. Tess looking good now. P10 mediums. Fuel fuel might be a bit low. No, it's okay, I think. And bigger gaps to the next drivers. Ollie Henry in P11, 710 cap in P12. Evok pitted again for softs. It is. And Harry Savage in P14. Keep it in, mate. keep it going. Even if you're a bit behind everyone else, you will definitely improve and learn from those races. So Beetles is still leading, keeping that gap roughly at 8/10. Oh, when will Slugsy go for the move, or can he go for a move? River Ruckus indeed got that fastest lap to 17.79. I think if we don't see a very late pit stop, then those fastest lap points should be awarded to the German driver. And the gap to be racing under 5 seconds, definitely gaining on the Porsche 911. We jump back to the battle for the lead with 7 minutes to go. And less than half a second separating the top two on a different tire strategy. Beetlejuice went medium, Slugsy went medium to softs now. Tire advantage might be gone at this stage. It's probably the next lap where Slugsy might have a slight advantage, and then it's over. So he needs to go for the move very, very soon. It's very close now, 3.5 tenths. So if he can keep that distance, he will have the run into Le Camp. It's 4 tenths, 5 tenths, not the best acceleration. So now he needs the massive toe. 6.5 tenths, entering Eau Rouge, uphill we go. Now he should be gaining. Radion onto the Camel Straight. He's not close enough. He's gaining, yeah, 5 tenths, 4.5, 4, under 4, 3. It wasn't enough. Can this work? Oscar P3, the gap to Blasi now went up 3.6, so Blasi in a battle with Richie for that P4 overall. Be racing 2.7. River improved the fastest lap once again, 17.5, 2.5 seconds. So he nearly caught up with the Dutch driver in P6. Shelty all by himself in P8, TNT Oldford as well in P9. Tess versus Ollie Henry. Ollie Henry seems to be catching, went wide at top of Radion. Was this still okay? It looks like 3.3. So the battle of the Genesis, so to speak. Tess in the Hyundai Genesis and Ollie Henry in the Genesis X car. Back to the lead. 7/8 tenths still that gap. End of lap 24. Yeah, Slugsy's tires not in a good shape anymore. So this looks like it will be Beetlejuice the best chance of winning round number 1. So lap 25 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So that's the penultimate lap. Sluxy is struggling a little bit in the dirty air. It's a second coming onto the Camel Straight, and we go to River versus B. 1.3 that gap now, so River should get a nice little toe. Also not close enough for now. Oop, but that half-second penalty might seal the deal for B here in 1.1, 1.2. It's definitely not what B Racing wants to defend that position. A second now between them, and Richie all over Blasi's rear end. Round the outside, and will he make it stick? They're still side by side. Nice little bit of racing between the two. And Richie looking for the inside line for a piff puff right into the left. You can still go side by side. Blasi now on the inside, which becomes the outside for Stavelo, and Richie with a nice little move. Took a couple of turns, but Richie up to P4. Blasi in P5. It's not over yet. It is not over yet. And B, half a second the gap this time, and serving the penalty now. It's bye-bye P6, hello P7, and River up to P6. Beetlejuice now starting the final lap of this race. Sluxy 2.2 seconds P2. Oscar another 4 seconds behind in P3. And Richie versus Blasi on the final lap. Blasi just showing its nose into Lasurs. Staying with Richie now. He might be too close already. Oh, they go side by side once again. No way. Is it gonna work? That's a penalty probably for Blasi. He went very wide. Let's see, yeah, a second. So that should also be P4 decided. And for Richie, once again, they showcase some side-by-side racing at Spa, giving us a little bit of a show. Oops! Slight contact on the rear, but keeping it clean. And 2 seconds the gap still between Beetle and Sluxy. Sluxy's tires fading now. Quick look, River stays in front of E-Racing. Blasi, Richie with that penalty. Oscar also with penalty, but shouldn't really matter. But then the last couple of seconds of the race, 2 seconds still for Beetle and Sluxy in P2. Final time now into Blanchimont. Now just keep it clean, nothing stupid. Little lift, play it safe. 1.7. It is braking for the bus stop, and then we go right, left onto the start finish straight. And Beetlejuice in the Aston Martin wins round number 1, the GT3 Cup. Sluxy P2 in the Supra, then Oscar in the Corvette. Podium P3, Richie in the Nissan GTR. It is P4. Blasi in P5, and River P6 with the fastest lap of the race in the Lexus B Racing Porsche P7. So Taz finished the race in P10. Could defend their position from Ollie Henry. Alpha with Shelty, the top 10 finish in P8. And on completely destroyed tires, TNT Old Ford gets that P9, but the softs didn't last that long. So yeah, Tess P10, Ollie Henry P11, Evok in P12, 710 cap P13, and Harry P14 on the track. And we see the two drivers. So it's TNT who crawls around on dead tires, P9, and Harry with P14. Right. Oh. Always screenshotting the results. And then let's have a look at those results, and we go to this screen. So Beetlejuice with the victory, Aston Martin, Sluxy in the Supra, G2, and Oscar with the P3 podium finish in the Corvette. Richie P4, Blasi P5, nice little side-by-side racing action towards the end of that race. River Rockers with a two-stopper, medium soft, which guaranteed him 5 extra points for the fastest lap. P6 in the end, B Racing, it is P7 in the Porsche 911 Sheltie. And on that first page of results graphics in P8 in the Alfa Romeo 4C. On that second page, then Mr. TNT Old Fraud in the Subaru BRZ on really dead tires towards the end. P9, Tess, then running out the top 10 in the as a late reserve in the Hyundai Genesis. Ollie Henry in the Genesis X, P11 Evoque in the Peugeot RCZ, P12, 710. The AMG P13, Harry Savage in the BMW P14, and then Rob in the Renault RS1, so we had to remove him from the race. He messaged me, it was like I knew something came up, but yeah, auto drive, that was a bit of a clumsy situation, so with the DNF P15. Okay, so then let's go back to screen and have a look. Round number 2 next week, Fuji International Speedway it is. As always, this track could feature some rain, and we will get the weather forecast one day before the race next week based on the real life weather. Or maybe we will be pleased with some rain drama next week. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. Thank you, drivers, for an entertaining race. And then, yeah, hope to see you next week for round 2 of the GT3 Cup as part of our 2025 GT driver career spanning all year long. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Bye bye.